Greetings, this is Scholar Saunders Singh. What's current? Now, B Jizzle, Christopher Dorsey, back in action. Got an album out called Freedom of Speech. And it is a revelation. It's not perfect. It's not particularly awesome or great, but it's a revelation because he's very focused. I like albums that are like movies or novels that have a arc to them. They have a thematic sensibility to them. But I mean, every album potentially has that. But I like concept albums. I like albums that have a story to them. They have a specific kind of way of displaying the artist's innermost thoughts in a story form, but with musical accompaniment. But with all that being said, BG's album is fire. It is fire. I didn't, I was pleasantly surprised. It was like he had all this saved up, energy and being in prison. He was locked down for I think 12 or 13 years, and he just came out swinging. He's got features from Boosie Badass to Juvenile to E40 and amongst others. And it is quite a solid to very good album. It's very good. He outlines his trials and tribulations with the title Freedom of Speech, because he has to run by his probation officer every single lyric he ever writes, so that it in a sense it's good, but it's like terrible at the same time. It's good because he's not going to get in trouble if he runs the lyrics by his probation officer. That's a good thing. But the bad thing is the reason why he has to do that. Why do you have to run lyrics, no matter what kind of lyrics you have? Why do you have to run that by your probation officer? Why is that? Why is that even considered? I don't understand. So I think with the amount of support he's been shown over the years, ever since he was locked down, it seems that BG he's grown into a very wise young, pretty much man. I don't know if he's still a wise man. He's 44, I think he is. Let me see. He's about to be 45 this year. So he's definitely taking into account, all the different, ways. And one of the best things is he can say the word nigga all day. Nigga, 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 nigga. Helps keep his teeth white, as the late great Paul Mooney once said. He can say it all day long. You don't have there's no caption, no censorship, no anything on that. And he was talking about how MWA and Two Live Crew went through their situations, and Two Live Crew actually won in court against censorship. So that was one of the great. I don't know about the MWA case. I didn't do research on them. They really didn't do research on Two Live Crew. I just knew that from past occurrences. But B Jizzle, wow, he came with a sense of like a purpose. He had a sense of purpose, really, with his musical stylings, as you could kind of say. It's it really helps to know that there's there's a America that still is a sense of saying that you can say whatever you want, no matter what it is, as long as you're not libeling or slandering somebody or being malicious in some way. You can say whatever you want. That's the beauty of this country. That's like our last bastion of our freedoms is the First Amendment. The First Amendment is the last thing. Go figure. So I think it's very possible that we have people that are so adamant about trying to take away freedom of speech, trying to censor, trying to say no, you can't say that, you can't do that, you can't have that. You can't do what you want. It comes to your brain, to your mind, and you want to make money off of it in some way, or you don't want to make money off of it, and you just want to do a charitable event or something like that. It's still covered under the freedom of speech, the First Amendment. So I think that's very powerful. It's very powerful to say that you have the the ability to say whatever you want, and BG has proven that. Um, Regarding the album itself, like I said, it's solid to very good, not really excellent, not like grade A, super. It's a revelation. It's a revelation. It's a pleasant surprise. A lot of rappers got out of jail. They weren't up on their rhymes. They weren't tied to the page, or if you're like Jay-Z, you can go off your head, and that's very dangerous in a lot of circumstances because rappers should write out their songs. Most rappers, if you don't use a pen and pad like Jay-Z, and I know Lil Wayne doesn't use one either, but it's beneficial. It really is beneficial to see the words on the page and be able to rhyme them together and understand what it is. So I think that's very powerful. Um, just a quick review of the album. One of the he talks about one song that stands out called "Thank You." It's like usually what they put at the end of the album. It's like it's very gospel and oriented. It's thanking God. I'm an atheist, but respect to those that do believe in God. He's just laying bare his soul. He's letting it out because all this is blues, kids. This is all blues. It's like when I want to see the movie Sinners. It's all the blues, everything, pop, rock, obviously rhythm and blues, hip hop when it was hip hop, then rap music, jazz, of course. It's all blues. Country even country. It's all blues. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's about taking on the idea of a philosophy. Blues is the philosophy in with a 12 bar structure. I like to say that, but it is. It's Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, with a guitar. That's what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's Ayn Rand with a juke joint. It's all about philosophies. Kierkegaard and Nietzsche and Confucius and so many others. Popper. I can name drop people all day. Derrida. That's cute, but that's what the blues is. The blues is philosophy. It's about showing what life is. So trying to figure it out, trying to see and better comprehend what life really means. That's all the blues is. That's the whole meaning. Like I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling blue. I'm feeling low. I'm feeling awful. I'm feeling good. I got a little money in my pocket. I got this bottle of whiskey in my hand. I got a girl on my arm. It's like that's the blues. That's the blues. But getting back to PG, I know I went around the mulberry bush, but he has a few songs I like. He talks about a lot about women. He talks about having a good time with them, and from the range to the plane, running the train. Like these are the actual lyrics. This is crazy, but he can say all this. This was so great. He was able to say all of this and not have to worry about it. He didn't have to worry about it at all. He had no issues with it. He had no issues with it. So I think with the power of his speech, his ability to communicate ideas through rap form, that's going to give him a better sense of what it's like to be out in the world again. And he's going to go on tour. He's back with Baby. Brian Baby Williams is actually one of the most underrated rappers of all time. I'm saying that first. I don't know how many people put him in their top 10, but he deserves to be in at least the top, you know, 30, 40, if not top 10, something like that. Baby has great features. He has some of the best features in the game ever of all time. And since Diddy's going through his drama, I might have to put Baby in where Diddy's spot was. Diddy was in my top 10 spot actually, so Baby might be in my top 10. I mean, just go back to 2002 with the clips. What happened to that boy? That was one of the finest hours he's ever had on a mic. So just to give you a little background, but BG's got a song with Baby, and he's like, you still went out down with Cash Money. I'm just reiterating, just rephrasing what they say. You still down with Cash Money? You still down with Baby and Williams or something like that? Do you see this drip on my hand or something like that? He's like saying, yes, I'm still cool with them. Like, we had a little falling out, we had a little issues back in the day, but everything's all cleaned up now. Everything's fine. Everything's cool. So that's one of the best songs on the album itself. Let me see if I just look at the albums, I might be able to see something. Yeah, so it's very geared towards being able to have the flesh and the spirit. A lot of people, like, that's the thing with most Christian households, most Christian doctrines. It's the dichotomy of the spirit and the flesh. And so he goes back and forth. He goes, like, he's with the women, he's having a good time. This song is designated definitely for the strip club. This song is designated definitely for you about to go to church in the morning on Sunday. This song is for the back on work on Monday. It's like he has the songs that are designated for specific time frames that you would want to listen to the song. So, I mean, I think that's extraordinary. That's pretty cool. He's talking about he won't snitch. I'm a snitch, so I can't really agree with the non-snitchery. But maybe that's the reason why he was in jail for 13 years or 12 years. I'm not sure, but if he had just snitched, maybe he'd been able to get out of jail. It's the way you get out. But salute to him for doing over a decade in prison. No, the hell I couldn't. I'm rolling on somebody. Somebody's going down. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Sorry, but not sorry. No, I'm not finna be taking showers with men again, like in the Marines. But this is be different. This is like with convicts and rapists and murderers and all kinds of crazy people like that. Forget that. No thanks. I'm saying no thanks to that. But BG is one of the real ones. He's definitely a real one. He's a veteran in the game. Been in the game for over 25 years at last count that I seen. Let me make 100% sure. I think it's at exactly 25 years. Let me see. Maybe even 26 years. Looking for it now. Let me see. Discography. Yeah. Whoa. Almost 30 years, 29 years. His first album dropped in 1996, and It's All on You came out in 1997. The BG, I got All in My Home, Diamonds on My Neck and Wrist. Anybody remember that? My Only One. BG is just the truth. He's just one of the real ones. He's one of the real ones. I'm glad he came home. I'm glad he's back in a situation where he can get the benefits, like the late great Pimp C, Chad Butler. Oh my god. What's his name? Jones. Goddamn. uh, Sweet Jones. Jesus Christ. Sweet Jones. So, Sweet Jones, Pimp C, Chad Butler once said, he was in bondage. Now he's out here reaping the fruits of his labor. He was locked down for a little while. But now he's, in the bosom of Abraham, if you believe that. But no, this is what BG is doing. BG is bouncing right back, He's got, like I said, he's cool with Juvie, he's cool with Baby, he's cool with all of them. It's all good. Let me see what records. I think this is coming out on. It's coming out on his own album label. 20 Chopper City Entertainment LLC, exclusively just distributed by Santa Ana. So that's beautiful. He's got his own record label, so he pays him. He doesn't have. He can yell and argue at the A&Rs. I don't think he has any A&Rs. Maybe he has some, but he's distributed by Santa Ana, whoever the hell that is. But I think that's a beautiful situation for him. A lot of people aren't in that particular bracket. They aren't in that particular show. Whoever's won, stay one or drop. Maybe put it in two. Thank you. I just said it and it happened. Put it in two. Now make it three and make it 300,000. Like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all just watching and I gotta click off F this nigga? Like, then it goes down to zero. The algorithm is goofy. I have no idea how this thing works. I've been doing this for over 2 years now. And I still don't understand it. It's weird as hell. Algorithm is the new god. Praise be the algorithm, the almighty algorithm. Let me see. I think BG is, on a different playing field. He's one of the smartest rappers, I think, to ever come out of the womb of hip hop. He seems like he's like E40. He seems like he's, Snoop Dogg. He seems like he's, has that longevity about him, even though he was down for almost over a decade. He was still, charged. He was still ready. When the time came, he was able to, finesse the situation and have a whole entire album. I mean, I'm not a huge, oh my God, this is the greatest album of all time. No, it's not. But it's a full album. What is it? How many songs in this mode? There's 15. Hold on. There's 50. I think there's 15 songs on this album. That's a full album. Some rappers just have maybe 9 or 10 songs and call it a day. But BG went in. He put all of his ideas onto his onto his disc, onto his download, on his streaming, whatever the case may be. He put all those ideas on it. So that's extraordinary. 2 people again. 2 people. Thanks for 2 people. I don't know who you are. You're not saying anything in the comment section, so that's fine too. Back to zero. Two people come in, back to zero. So swiftly. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It just is what it is. So BG, yeah, B Jizzle on tour. I think he's gonna be with Cash Money. Cash Money Records taking over for the 2-5 in the 2026. He is elevated. I don't think I've ever heard a whole BG album before. I've heard plenty of singles, and like I said about Texans, It's right next door, Louisiana. That same kind of energy. That's I don't know if they have. I mean, no, don't they have the Smoothie King? I think they had the Smoothie King. Hold on. Where the Pelicans play. Where do they play? Let me see. Yeah, the Smoothie King Center in New Orleans. Smoothie, the blender, the nest, the Smoothie King. All they got to do is sell out the Smoothie King and get, half a mil, maybe even a mil. I don't know. That's all he has to do. He ain't got to worry about, a national tour, international tour. They can just chill in New Orleans. They can go to Shreveport. They can go to Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and be cool with it. Don't have to worry about, oh, gosh, I got to have a national tour. I got to go on, an international tour. That's the trickery, because you're gonna get less money probably, even though you make gross maybe $70 million. You're probably not gonna net maybe $10 million. Just facts. And I wish I knew how, if that was actual math, but I'm just trying to make a point. Um, the southern artists are totally different than Northwest and Midwest artists. Totally different. It's totally different slang. It's a totally different game. It's a totally different kind of sensibility that goes with it. But BG, yeah. So he has. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be played on the radio. I think it's just for the streamers. It's for Spotify and Apple and multiple downloading platforms. I think it is very telling to show how he is, you know, a true veteran in the game that has been able to do it. And like I said, with the freedom of speech, I'm so glad he had it. He's got the cover looking like Martin Luther King Jr., like that statue in Washington D.C. He's got the arms folded and the chain around his neck, and he's got the glasses on. It's great. It's great. You got to check it out. But he it's great though. I just love the fact that he's saying freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. It's all about the freedom of speech. That's our last. Once freedom of speech goes, if freedom of speech is, I don't know where it is right now. I don't know if it's in the hospital. I don't know if it's on a gurney. I don't know if it's on, life support. I think it's pretty healthy though. I think it's pretty hale. I think First Amendment is pretty strong. I think I could be wrong, but First Amendment seems to be very strong in America. It's like our last hope. Once First Amendment goes, that's it. That's a wrap. But that's the sad thing. I mean, look at the trials. Look at YSL. Look at the upcoming trial of Lil Durk. Look at so many different other people that were on here. See how they had their way of covering who they were and what they are. It's very special to me. I think it's special that BG is able to do this. That he's able to be a man and stand up for what he thinks is right. But hold on, give me a second. Hold on. All right, so I just think it is within the bounds. I mean, we've had this conversation before. We talked about it. Other rappers have said it. That nobody commits to saying that Robert De Niro or Al Pacino or Denzel Washington or any writers or directors, the John Carpenter, is he still alive? I think he's still alive. But Wes Craven is passed on. Um, but they make horror, criminal gangster films and horror films are just horrifying and terror. Why are they never questioned? I mean, if they were ever in a court of law, they would probably brought up on charges based on their artistic product. I mean, that's ridiculous. Their mind does not show, their behavior on a rap song or a screenplay or an actor's role, not or a director. It doesn't work like that. It has to work on the fact that you had definite DNA evidence, complete and utter, um, no, no equivocation over the circumstances. Um, you can't have anything to do with that. So I think that's what's so special. I think because like I said, First Amendment. That's it. That's all. I mean, how many other countries? How many other countries can say they had First Amendment before the United States of America? Like freedom of speech, freedom of speech, just to say and do things and create things and put out into the public, to the world, what you think, the way you think, how your thoughts are arranged, and what words you say and how to say them. What other countries can say that or said that before the United States of America, before the founding of America? I think it was Madison. I think it was President Madison who is the father of the Bill of Rights, and that was the First Amendment. So that is very powerful, a powerful statement to make, because BG, you know, he's free, but he doesn't have too many freedoms. He's got the freedom of speech for all the other words. Shake them titties and pop that ass. And you can say that all day long, all day. But you can't say, I was snug with my gun, or something like that. You can't. I don't think you can say that anymore. I don't think he can say that. I don't think he can say that. I doubt it. I doubt he can say that. He can say up to the point of he can say he was slanging cocaine back in the days, crack cocaine. He can say that he was doing that back when he was in his teenage years. I think he can say that, but at the same time, he can't say certain things. So it's just sad, and it's real, and it's true, but that's the blues. It's sad, real, true, and beautiful and ugly at the same time. That's the blues. That's the blues. And every musical expression ever since in this country and outward, because the blues started in this country, in the United States of America, in the late 1800s, in the late 19th century. Then it migrated, towards it was in the Delta, somewhere in the Mississippi, and then the Delta blues in Chicago, and something like that, and it just spread across the country. You had figures like Ma Rainey, you had the Smith sisters, Bessie Smith, and others. You had Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, all these different artists, and America didn't. This is the devil's music. This is the devil's music. This is evil. You can't play these songs. Uh-oh, Max Vision. Salute to Max Vision. My only person in the chat. I told you I can go for half an hour, just me talking to myself, talking to the camera. I told you I can do it. I can go for hours, actually. But salute to you. He's like looking at the what I tell you, tell 5 people to subscribe. I know you already subscribed. Tell 5 people. I went up 2 more people on my subscription. I'm at 961 now. Who supports you like Max? 5 more people should support me. That's who should support me like Max. Salute to you though, sir. Salute. But yeah, so it is a treasure in hip and blues music because they didn't call it blues music for a while. It wasn't called the blues. They call it nigger music. Have to nigger music. I have to be quiet when I say that word. I'll tell you about it some other time. But yeah, so Americans weren't feeling it. They were doing other black music, country music. Where does the banjo come from? The banjo comes from West Africa. The banjo, used primarily in country music, but it came from Western Africa. A lot of people may not know that, but they called it music, and they didn't. Nobody really paid attention to it. Nobody, but with a few albums cut and went across the globe, found its way into UK. These Londoners found them to be fancy. You had the British people that they figured it out. They figured it out. White people in America were like, black people even were like, we got to make it into gospel music or R&B or something. We gotta rough these edges out. We got to do something. But the white people in UK, you had the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Who, amongst a whole sea of Led Zeppelin. Just they got in. I think they actually got in trouble because of copyright issues. Led Zeppelin had the Lemon Song, and that was originally a blues song, and they pretty much took the exact same lyrics and made it their own. It was like, oh, we're gonna take these nigger songs and make them our own. So, but Led Zeppelin's my top 3 rock bands of all time. Now we're down to 0. Okay, so it was up to 3. Now we're down to 0. All right, so that's what it is. So I think it is very potent that I came all the way around. But the blues has played a big role in everything from folk music to everything. Just great. This is greatness. So BG definitely is in that vein. He's in that blues vein. He has got the highs and lows. He's got the great times and the bad times all mixed together into a potent concoction that he pours out and the world can sip up on. Pause. But he definitely makes it a statement to be free to say what you want. He can't say everything he wants. He's got to run it by his probation officer. Everything that has to do with him, he can't say anything about any murders. He can't say anything about any killings. I guess not rape. I guess that's a good thing, But I don't think he can say anything about self-defense. He has had an album also with Gucci Mane called let me make sure I get it right because I'm about to say it wrong. If I say it wrong, I'll be mad. Choppers and Bricks. Okay, I was gonna say Bricks and Choppers. Choppers and Bricks. He was with Ply, not Plies, Gucci Mane. I don't even know if that's a slip. What is that? But he was with Gucci Mane on Choppers and Bricks. And what's that? Choppers, guns, bricks of cocaine or whatever drug you can imagine. I guess you can say, are there bricks of fentanyl? How is fentanyl process? Is that come in bricks? Fentanyl? So that's the drug du jour. That's the drug of the day. Fentanyl. You know, that's what the cool kids are doing now. I'm straight edge. I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol. I don't do any of that. I'm good. But you should. Everybody should be able to do as many drugs as they like to, as long as they're not harming anyone else in the comfort of their own home, in the den, in the basement, in the kitchen, banging a needle between their toes, putting heroin, stuffing heroin between their toes, snorting up cocaine, snorting up ketamine, injecting fentanyl. Should all go. It's a shame we don't have the laws to say that you can do whatever the hell you want to with your own body. Same thing with prostitution. What is that? Why can't you be a prostitute? Why can't you be a pimp? Procuring, pandering. What is it? What's the word? Sexual human trafficking. What? It's ridiculous. There is no reason. The reason, I mean, the cynical way of looking at it is that they can't tax it, but it's worse than the taxes. It's the regulations and controls. They don't know how to regulate and control it. In Nevada, they have a sense. I think they have a board that comes and checks and see if there's no STDs. I don't know. I didn't check it. I didn't look into it or not, but there probably is some kind of government institution that checks the welfare of the different I guess what they call them. I don't think they call them prostitutes. They call them something else. They call them, they're not streetwalkers. They're not hookers. They're not I can't remember exactly what the wording is, but it's very similar to it. But I'm sure there has to be some kind of recollection, and it has to be some dues paid to the government for having, and it's probably pretty high too. It's probably through the roof, just to have some kind of establishment to have prostitution. But like Sweet Jones said, pimping ain't dead. It just moved to the web. Just cameras and screens. Easiest money you can get. It's the American dream. He said that in 2007. He was a prophet. He was a prophet. He knew what was coming down the pipe. He said, pimping ain't dead. It just moved to the web. Just cameras and screens. Easiest money you can get. It's the American dream. But BG has brought forth an album. When did it come? Let me see when it came. It just says 2025. I didn't say the date. Let me see the date. March 14th. It was a few over a month ago. But he's talking to Hot New Hip Hop about his album. And I'm currently promoting it. So he owes me. BG owes me. Let that be known to everybody out there in internet world. BG owes me because I'm promoting his album. I'm saying it's solid to very good. And respect to him, salute to him for having as many songs as he had, because he didn't have to do as many songs as he wanted. He could have just did 10. 10, I'm good. They all right. I got 10. Because sometimes, like, some of the albums, some of the or the streaming service, streams, they're bloated. There's like 25, 30 songs on there. You're like, oh, what? God damn, this is long. But he keeps it moving. It's pretty breezy. It's got some bounce to it. Obviously, he's from New Orleans. It's got that bounce to it. He's got a firm grip on his rhymes. They're pretty tight. They're game tight. So respect to him on that level. I think he definitely achieved the possibility of being, one of the rappers that got out of prison and bounced right back. Uh, Wayne, Ti, Boosie, just to name a few. He bounced right back. I mean, look at Shine. Jesus Christ, Shine. He became a goddamn delegate or something like that. When he became a official of the government of Now you're gonna mess with me. God damn. I just thought of him, but now I can't remember. I can't remember which. Belize. He is a politician, former rapper. He's member of the Belize House of Representatives for Mesopotamia. God. I mean, he is like the ultimate example. I don't agree with it though. I don't agree with him being a government official. I agree with him being a businessman and an entrepreneur and a member of the public. That's what I agree with. He paid his debt to society. He did his time. But I just don't agree with him being a part of the government though. Like that's just goofy to me. That's goofy. Just like I don't agree with President Donald Trump being the president. Partially because he's has 34 felonies, convicted of those. Absolutely. And he's still president. I mean, if somebody tried to write this in a book, they'd be like, "No, you're lying. You're lying. You can't do that. You can't have the president with 34 felonies as a convicted felon. Can't do it. That'll never happen in real life." Okay. So I got 3 people in here, 2 likes. I'm not really mad. I came in, it was 01, 02, 01, 01, 01, 03, 03, 30, 30. Y'all are doing it to me, yo. Y'all are running me through the ringer. I feel this is what it feels like though. This is the beginning. This is 2 years. I don't know if you hit your stride maybe in your 3rd or 4th year, get into the millions and maybe billions of views. But I'm not there yet. I may not get there with you. I've seen the mountaintop. I may not get there with you. Now it's down to 1. Okay, so who is that? Max Vision? Max Vision Films? We got to link up and do a movie together, sir. We got to do a movie together. I have to star, of course. No, I'm not going to star. I'll be behind. You produce, I direct, I write. We get some actors and actresses together. But anyway, BG is he's a bluesman. BG could stand for blues guy, for all I know. I know it stands for Baby Gangsta, but it's extraordinary. And he has a body of work. He doesn't just have 2, 3 albums. He has what? He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. He has 12 albums, full albums. 2 of them volumes. It's All on You, Volume 1 and Volume 2. And The Heart of the Streets, Volume 1 and Volume 2. I Am What I Am is Volume 2. So he's got that dearth when he went to prison from 2009, and he has the new album Freedom of Speech 2025. Came out last month. That is amazing. That is amazing. Get this like that's like great art. Make good music. Get that money. Get the women. Get the drugs. Get everything. It all works for the good. I can't remember the rest, but it's like for those who know the Lord or something like that. I don't know. But it all works for the good for BG. It all makes sense. It's all profit. He's profiting. He has his own record label. He has his own label. He doesn't answer to my knowledge. He has his own label and a distributor, Santa Ana. And it's on the distributor allowed money to flow through Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, and other streaming services. That's the beauty of all this. When you're able to create and then make money off of your creation, you're able to have the freedom of speech. You're able to show yourself to be aware of your surroundings, your whatever is going on in the culture. I think BG picked it up right where he left off, 2009 to 2025. Different worlds. 2009 to 2025, totally different worlds. The CD was still like a viable, idea for transmitting your music. Now it's not at all. I mean, Yeezy, Ye, made Yeezus, and he had the CD in the case without a booklet or any cover art or back art. It was like a casket, he said. It was like a casket for the CD, and he was pretty much on point with that. He was on point with that. I think people collect CDs out of irony, or they think that they're going to get rich from them. The unopened CDs, like Pete Davidson. He's collected all the unopened VHS films. I think in stock, anywhere. He's trying to buy them all up. He probably knows more than I. He probably has a good idea of what to do. He probably has a good idea on how to say, I'm gonna get this money because nobody's gonna be opening up these VHS cassettes. It's probably the same thing for cassette players and cassette tapes and stuff like that. Anything with a cassette tape that's in plastic, it's probably worth a good amount of money. Probably 4 figures at least. CDs the same, probably 3 figures maybe or more, depending on whatever it is, and the scarcity of that particular title. I just had to say BG is the blues guy. I like that. I just came up with that. He's the blues guy. He's the guy that ensures that the streets are fed, that the people that are analyzing his work are they can see what he's thinking, and he has to, like I said, run it by his probation officer. He has to give them the heads up. He has to get the go from these officials that govern his words. But he can call your album freedom of speech. That's what's so cool. That's what I think is cool. Now I'm up to 3. So tell 5 other people about me. Now I'm down to 2. So tell 5 other people about me. Whoever you are, say, look, this nigga, he got some crazy ideas, but he'd be all right. I don't know. But BG, he definitely holds the crown right now, I think, on some levels. Maybe not a full blown level, maybe on his own level, I guess. That's the powerful thing. He's got his own label. He has his own label. He's not tired to cash money. Anybody, he's cool. It's like, hey, cool, I'm cool, baby. I'm cool, Juvie, but I gotta do my own thing in my own way. I have my own my own record label, my own. I pay myself. I think that's what I guess would happen. I don't think he has to argue with it. He can argue with himself. He owns his own records. That's the thing we talk about with your publishing and your masters. A lot of people talk about, oh, your masters, you gotta have your masters, you gotta have your masters. But what if nobody wants to listen to your music? Do you just have masters that just accumulate dust? I mean figuratively, but or maybe in some circumstances literally, but nobody really cares. But you should care about BG's album. The publishing he should get from this, should be pretty, pretty. It should be pretty significant. The masters, for the albums he has, I don't know if he owns his masters. His all his Cash Money records, they may not be owned by BG, but he definitely has the possibility of owning these properties. So that's one thing we have to take away from all this, is that he has the ability. He has the ability, and that's just beautiful. Like Lil Flip, like I said with Houston rappers, I think he has his own record label. He got out of his situation. Let me make 100% sure. Make 100% sure. They're saying he's part of Atlantic, Koch, Chopper City, Cash Money Universal. Okay, he's on Chopper City now. Okay, maybe he's not on Chopper City now. That was back then. Nope, not Chopper City Music anymore. Okay, no. Let me see. All right. Chopper City Entertainment LLC. That is the album. That is the record label. That is the exact label of the record. He has. It says also available in the iTunes store. There's no more iTunes. What are you talking about? I don't understand what they mean by that. That's weird. He's got this one song, When You Come Home. I mean, that's his last song. That's usually, in reserve, like I said, usually for Jesus. That's one thing I liked about Ye. He came out with a whole single that topped, I think, the top 40, maybe the top 10. Jesus Walks. And I bet you there's dozens, maybe hundreds of strip clubs in this country. At least one of them played Jesus Walks. I mean, you're not going to get me to say that at least one strip club didn't play Jesus Walks. Boom, 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 boom. Could you imagine stripper spraying down the pole with insecticide? Not insecticide. The bactericide, the alcohol, whatever. The isopropyl alcohol. She's getting ready for a set. You hear boom, 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 boom. Jesus walks. God, show me the way. I can see that happen. At least one time, somewhere in this country, it happened. Happened before. I'm sure of it. I'm not gonna take that away. It happened somewhere. Out of the hundreds, if not thousands, of the dozens, if not hundreds, if not thousands of strip clubs, you gotta be kidding me. Jesus Walks. You gotta just at least one time. It might became one of the dancers' themes. He said, "Next time I'm in the club, everybody screaming out." See that's an album. See, Ye used to know how to make albums. He could make a whole arc. Like you could tell it was like a story. It was like a novel. Like it played out the way it did. That was so extraordinary on his behalf. He's since lost that. He cannot find it. He may find it another day, but But BG, salute and respect to the man, because he could have went the route, he could have, stabbed up some dudes in jail and got more time or something. It could have been crazy. But he got on and said he wants to do something creative, something that's, productive, show his productiveness, one of the 7 virtues. So I think with BG being, blues guy, BG being the one that, could save, a young person's life possibly based off of music. Mims, music is my savior. The music could be, something that could touch somebody's life. And they're in the streets, they're in the gang, they're in, some kind of situation. They may be in the prison system. And they could have their entire world turned around and, be able to show how they can express themselves. They can express themselves through music and art and TV, film. Look at 50 Cent. He could stayed in the streets. Look at Jay-Z. He could stayed in the streets. I don't think 50 did go to jail. 50 did go to jail. Jay never has gone to jail. Ever. He has no felonies. He has no, I think he had the misdemeanor with the stabbing on thing, maybe, or something like that. But I think the charges were either like transferred or dropped or something. He had a probation for 5 years, and that was like from 1999 to 2005 or 2004 or something like that. It's crazy. But BG, he served his time. He served his time. He showed himself to be, approved, well approved. He didn't skate on anything. He didn't rat on anybody. He didn't stitch on anybody the way I would have. So you gotta respect the man for that. You gotta respect him. Gotta respect him for that. That is what makes him that's the measure of a man. You're able to live by your principles, and I'd rather die, live on my feet than die on my knees. I think that's how. I think it could go the other way too, but live on my feet than die on my knees. I think that's how it goes. Yeah. So BG chose to be that way. He chose that. He chose that as a lifestyle, as a total change on the way he addressed himself as someone that is of substance, someone who is of proper understanding of who he wants to be and who he wants to be with in his life. Like I said, he had the ups and downs. He's got the party songs. He's got the thinking songs. He's got he's got the club. He's got the church. He's got the on the block. After you want to get your car washed, you want to go to the mall. You want to. He has it all. He has all. That's what makes it special. He at least has those. It's not really integrated. It's not fully fleshed out in the sense of a story arc or anything like that. But that's okay. You don't have to. That's cool. That's what he did. That was his main role. So can't really clown the guy. Can't really look down upon him. He's more than a conqueror. No. He has the backbone. He has the spine and the brains to understand what he can do with these words. That's what freedom of speech means. You have the idea, you have the capacity to say just the right amount of words, just the right words that you can say that are freedom of speech. Because there's also a thing called reckless endangerment of the truth, which I can get into, but I won't here because the time is winding down. But freedom of speech is the last hope for America, especially BG. I'd like to thank Max Vision Films, my only person that's wrote me in the live chat. He only said 2 things, but that's cool too. I appreciate him, and I will see you all sometime tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe. Tell somebody else to subscribe. Take care.